You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cult Lore. I'm Ben.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Jerry.
And this is our third ghost story for our Culttober. This will wrap up our ghost story
mini-series?
Yeah, our trilogy.
Trilogy. Oh, trilogy.
And so, again, let us know how you guys are liking these. Because, I mean, it's not, we could do these throughout the seasons with not just ghost stories, but other lores. It'd be a way to do sprinkles.
Yeah.
Of other things. So let us know if you're interested in that, and we'll carry on. Jerry, this is your story, and you sent us a fucking scientific document with this bitch.
Yes.
That we're going to link in the description.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly. It's there already. And you can check.
I will admit, this is the first paranormal story that I've ever come across that comes with its own scientific document.
Yes. This was studied by the University of Virginia.
So that tweets my nipples instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, I was going to ask you how, the word certified, whatever, this study was. So it's straight up.
Yeah, it's got a scientific paper linked to it.
Okay.
And the abstract and what their conclusions were that the things that she is saying and the word happened were true.
See, yeah, this is going to be one of the few times where we actually reference strict science in Cult of Lore, because to quote a cool movie Congo, it's like, I run a few guns, but scientists, you sons of bitches, ruin the world. Anyway, science on Cult of Lore is not going to be common.
No.
Yes.
So
yes.
Tell us about it.
So if you guys could be reincarnated, what would you come back as? You get to pick.
Ooh, you get to pick?
How specific are we going here?
Well, it does depend on how much karma you've accumulated.
Okay. We're fucked. That's a good question. I'll say an eagle. Flight would be cool. Yeah. Ooh. Flying around for a bit would be.
Now, are human beings considered to be the uppermost tier?
Yeah, you can come back as a human if you've got enough karma to do so.
Okay.
I would come back as a sperm whale.
That's a good one.
Ooh. Finally get to explore the deep sea.
Yep, I can go to the Marianas Trench and fight giant squids, and there's really nothing else that eats me.
Yeah, nice.
That's solid.
What about you, Jerry?
So I figured out this glitch. If I come back as a mosquito and then fly myself into traffic and get killed, and then keep coming back as a mosquito.
Without sucking any blood?
Without sucking any blood. Flying into traffic and getting myself killed. I will kill all the mosquitoes. And this, I will keep accruing enough karma to come back as whatever the fuck I want.
Oh my God.
And
you would deserve it.
Well, so if that's the case.
That's good.
Then just come back as a spider.
Oh, come back as a spider? So I could...
Well, I like the efficiency of flying and eradicating all mosquitoes everywhere. Sounds great.
But you're doing that one at a time. At least with a spider, you have the net.
Oh, and catching
the
mosquitoes.
That's 1 point per...
Yeah.
If we're doing 1 point per.
Yeah, and if the point system has parameters, so I'm purposefully hurting myself, that would be 1 negative karma. But if I'm saving a bunch of maybe 10 lives by not spreading a disease,
right,
that's positive karma every time that I kill myself.
So you get a net gain each time.
Yes.
Or you could become a mosquito that serial kills other mosquitoes.
That would be cool too. If I took some out and then killed myself and then just kept coming back as mosquitoes.
Just, like
an infinite mosquito karma
virus. You could be the one that flies purposely into the pesticide that spreads it to the others.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Or offer myself to the scientists, changing the DNA to where they can't breed.
Yeah. Just every time you come back, give them the new DNA.
Wow. No, you did. You found that's a hack. They would call that a life hack. A lives hack, really.
A humanitarian mosquito.
I'm working on it.
Anyway.
I like it.
But reincarnation would be interesting.
Yes.
Let's start this story in a village in India. There's a woman named Sumitra.
Okay.
And she's walking with her son. He's a very young child. And she's holding him. And she's walking down the street. And suddenly... she sort of goes into a trance where her hands are curled backwards real tight. Her eyes are rolling in the back of her head and her teeth are grinding, making a cracking sound.
Oh.
I hate that shit. Ugh.
Yes. doing this for just a little while, and then her trance stops. And she was like, well, that's weird. That's not good.
That was her brain.
Yeah. And so she goes for a few weeks more, and she doesn't have them. And then they come back, and they're worse. They last like hours a day.
Hours?
Yes, hours of this, where she's like writhing and just contorting herself and just not herself.
The amount of physical effort that would take to sustain that for hours almost automatically puts it all out of the realm of being intentional.
Yeah.
Not quite, but fucking close.
Jeez.
She ends up barking out cries for help.
I had a good joke right up until you said cries for help.
Oh no.
Anyway.
She says her head feels like it's being crushed. She whispers, all I can see is darkness. Like, yeah, she's going through some really bad times here.
Man.
During one of the trances, eventually she says, in 3 days I'm going to die.
Cheerful.
Oh no. Yeah, so the day that she is going to die, she's very careful. She's not putting herself in any danger. She doesn't want to die. She's, being very careful and cautious.
Yeah.
She starts walking down the street, and her friend sees her and gives her a smile, is going to come and, say hello to her. And then she stops. She goes into one of these trances again.
Oh no.
She's starts clawing at something over her head. And she suddenly stops all rigid. And she makes this low rattling moaning sound. And the noise just goes on for a little while and gets deeper, and then it stops. And she's not breathing. She's just standing rigid and not breathing.
Zombie, one in the head. Nope. I don't do standing dead people. I'll do a dead body in just about any condition that you can imagine. Standing up ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So she's like a statue, just standing there in this writhed, horrible position. And her friend, obviously, is like, well, that's not good. So she calls for help, and then her husband and family come out, and then the villagers around, they come out, and they come and look at her, and, she's just standing there all rigid. And then they get the medicine man to come, because this is a village in 1985 in India.
Okay.
So the medicine man comes, and he checks her out, and she's not breathing. He checks her pulse and everything, and he says she's dead.
Holy shit.
She's just standing there rigor mortis dead.
Oh.
And she bites him. Here it comes. She's taking her pulse, and she's chomp, gives herself a bite of manwich.
So the medicine man and I think her father-in-law, they lay her down on the ground and get her supine,
Uh-huh.
She's still all stiff and horrible. And because, you have to start taking care of the body quickly in this climate and everything, they start getting
embalming her?
Yeah, they put the essential oils on her face,
right.
And the women start cleaning her body, and they send people to go get wood for a fire to
gonna burn her,
to cremate her. Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a little while, and then somebody screams. They're pointing at her. Her eyes are moving, they're closed, but you can see that they're darting back and forth.
So she's in REM sleep.
Oh my God.
I told you.
She lets out this large exhale of air. And then she opens her eyes and she sits up.
No. Again, one in the head. You got a shovel? Ching.
So the medicine man comes back and he checks her. And he's like, huh, she's alive. It's a miracle.
Oh, no.
Or you're really shitty at your job, Doc.
She is back from the dead. So he's quickly trying to get on top of this story.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
Give it a good spin. I'm a good shaman.
Her husband's there, and he's happy. He's he goes to hug her, and she recoils at him.
Yeah, this is some Pet Cemetery shit, right?
Yeah, she puts her hands up. And is whoa. I don't want this guy near me.
I don't swing this way, sir.
And so her husband's upset. The medicine man's well, she just went through a trauma. She died and came back to life. So why don't you just take her in the hut and let her sleep? And, maybe she'll be better tomorrow. So they take her to the hut and she sleeps. And the next day she wakes up. she sees her husband and her in-laws and her family and her son, and she doesn't recognize them at all. She gets up and she like runs out of the hut and tries to run away. She's like, "This is where?" And she just runs away.
No.
So they chase her because they think she's like, they need to help her.
Right.
And the husband like grabs her arm to like stop her because he catches up to her.
Right.
And she's like, "How dare you touch another man's wife?"
What?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I was really hoping it was like the spirit of a 65-year-old guy from the Bronx.
No, that would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "You're not my family. This is not my home." And she's very upset and clearly thinks that she is someone else.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
So they're like, but they drag her home, like against her will.
Right.
And they bring her in there, and she refuses to touch her son, who she like really loved previously.
Boy, this kid's just like... I've been thinking this whole time, like, well, what the kid's like, because she was walking with him when she first started having these oogity boogity spells.
Well, he was young enough that she like was carrying him,
Oh, okay. That's
okay.
good.
so he probably is not really perceiving what's happening.
Ooh, well,
Oh
that's
no,
good.
this is just going to be deep bedded.
Yeah. Really,
Oh, yeah.
Really deep.
Yeah, that's going to come back up in therapy later, maybe.
Yeah.
But she keeps asking for them to bring her Rinku and Tiku.
Is
Okay.
that like
Nobody
the
knows who that
Chihuahuas
is.
or something?
Nobody knows who that is. She gets frustrated, obviously, because she's in this situation that she's not understanding. And she's she feels like she's in a strange place with strange people that she doesn't know.
And doesn't have her chihuahuas.
Doesn't have her chihuahuas.
Doesn't have her Rico Dico.
Yeah.
Now, okay, real quick, public service announcement. If you are in a situation where everybody around you is strange, everybody is acting strange, you don't know who they are, you don't know anything about them, remember in your communication, you are also just as strange as they are to you.
Yes.
Good point.
So yeah, in your communication, try to communicate like you're all strange.
Take a moment to be a little self-aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she starts writing long, unhinged letters to just random people that none of these people have ever heard of because she's frustrated. And she's writing these letters. And Sumitra never went to school.
So she shouldn't know how to write.
She does not know how to write.
Oh. Okay. Holy shit.
She keeps spending time going out into the courtyard and looking at her foot, which has a scar on it. And she doesn't recognize the scar. She doesn't know how she got that scar on her foot.
Okay.
She starts wrapping her sari, which is like a dress cloth for your head.
Oh.
She starts wrapping it in a different way that she used to, one that no one has recognized. She's refusing to eat off of dishes that her family has used. Her voice changes. She starts speaking faster and like slightly louder and a higher pitch.
Okay.
And she's rude. She's rude to everyone.
Pretty big behavior changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone just assumes, okay, she has brain damage from where she died and did that rigor mortis thing.
That's fair.
She's got the brain damage, the drain damage.
Yep, the drain bramage. It does change a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 months go by, and they get this knock on the door. And the husband opens the door, and there's this man outside. He's like an old man, and he's wearing like a nice suit. He's got like a leather-bound book.
Excuse me, I believe you have my wife.
And he says his name is Ram Tripathi, or Ram Tripathi.
Ram Tripathi.
And he asks if they have like a young woman there acting strangely. And so the husband goes inside and he says, "Hey, there's a Ram Tripathi outside." And then Sumitra, she gets excited and she stands up, and she runs outside and she sees the man and she jumps into his arms. Like she like wraps herself around him and she hugs him.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she like whispers something into his ear. And then he has like a look on his face where he's just like confused and like flabbergasted.
Uh-huh.
And he like kind of pushes her away. And so he asks her, what is your name? And then she says that her name is Shiva Dwivedi, not Sumitra. So Ram, he like doesn't say anything, doesn't really react. He says, "Sit down." And then he opens up his leather-bound book. And it's a photo album. It's like a family photo album. And he points at pictures of the people in the album. And she starts identifying the people. These people that she's never seen as Sumitra.
She's naming them. He's not
Yes.
naming them for her.
Yeah, he's like, Who is this? Who is this? And she can name all of them.
Whoa.
And he then turns to the last page, and he points us at this particular picture of a woman. And he says, "Who is this?" And Sumitra stops, and she starts breathing heavy, and she's angry. And she says, "Yes, that's my sister-in-law. She killed me."
Whoa.
Wow.
By hitting me over the head with a brick.
Oh, my God.
So now, let's go to the story of Shiva Diwadi.
Whew, okay. Okay.
Shiva Diwadi was a young woman who lived in a city 60 miles away from this village.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, she lived in like the city,
Right.
and she was wealthy and college educated, and she had 2 young sons. And her youngest son was born almost the same day as Sumitra's baby.
Wow.
Huh.
Her in-laws apparently hated her because she was educated and maybe a
wasn't
little
she
rude.
I was going to say, she was described as being
Yeah.
rude and kind of snotty and wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, and so she would fight with her in-laws a lot.
Okay.
And she would write letters to her family far away and try and tell them, like, I'm not happy and stuff. And she would complain about having nightmares and waking up screaming during this time where she was fighting with her in-laws.
She got a curse put on her.
Maybe.
Unfortunate.
May 18th, 1985, her neighbors reported seeing those in-laws carrying her sort of unconsciously towards the railroad tracks.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So when the body was found the next day, her in-laws, her family came and was like, "What happened?" And the in-laws said that she must have suicided by train. Like she must have,
yeah.
jumped in front of the train and
Oh, my
because she wanted
gosh.
to kill herself. But the body had like a big mark on the head, but like no other sort of trauma.
Okay.
It wasn't like she had been hit by a train. It
Okay.
was just like a knock on the head. But the in-laws had the rights, and so they hurriedly cremated her.
So, cover it up.
Yes.
Guys, always, the part that has the trauma on it, that's the part that goes on the actual rail. What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're off the rails here.
They're off the rails.
Amateurs.
They need to be trained better at
God.
killing.
No, at disposing of evidence.
At
Killing is
disposing
a
of evidence.
wholly
Yeah.
separate thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Any chapped ass monkey can kill someone. It's not hard. We're squishy.
Yeah, so it turns out the word that she whispered to her, Ram, was Papa, because Ram was her dad.
Oh.
And so her dad had heard these stories of a woman who had woken up and was sending letters and acting strange, and had come just to see what was going on and if it was his daughter.
How legitimate was...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And when she had said those things and recognized all those people, he then like hugged her and accepted her as like his daughter and fully believed that she was his daughter reincarnated into this woman.
Wow.
What? That's not fair. She was still using that body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She must have really been a bitch. She's like, no, I want it. Give it. And I was like, but I'm using... She's like, nope.
Yeah, did she kill her for it, I wonder? Or
Like kill her soul to possess the body.
Yeah, or
I wondered that too. Or if Sumitra was just going to die anyway, and while she was still alive, and that was Shiva's ticket into the body.
Right.
I mean,
right before she passed.
Listen, you put like the teeth rattling, the eyes rolling, and all that shit. Like if this was in a horror movie, we would say this is a demon possessing a person, and the demon won. That's all I'm saying.
That is true. But it's like or was that just a condition that she was going through, and then no, she was having weird dreams and stuff too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, this bitch killed her.
It
She
is
would-
weird, the overlap, because the dreams and stuff were happening at the same time that
that she was.
Sumitra had started having those seizure things.
Yeah. And she was. Yeah. That is weird.
The one was a witch. She's like, my in-laws are gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah, she can
I need.
smell it coming.
Yeah. Nope, I'm on
Educated
board.
women.
Yeah.
Bitch, no, listen, nobody likes a bitchy woman. Not even other women. It's just the case. If you're walking around bitching at everybody, listen, everybody hates you.
Yeah, that's just wild.
Yeah. No kidding. So, how did they study this?
They were alive. She was alive when they went to study her in like 1989 is when they had heard these stories and sent scientists over they interviewed like 53 people.
Okay.
And got like evidence and talked to everyone involved and wrote it all down and came to the conclusion that this had actually happened. All these things were true.
Holy shit.
The Shiva, who was inhabiting Sumitra,
Right. The demon.
lived the rest of her life in Sumitra's body as Shiva.
Yeah, this is like this is Star Wars. You know, Palpatine won.
She, the reason that she wouldn't eat off of their food.
Oh,
In India, there's the caste system.
Yeah. Oh, they were lower caste.
Yes, she was a rich, wealthy woman and got put into the body of a lower caste woman.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So she was like, "Oh, now I'm poor and
I bet.
disgusted. Like I
bet
live in a
she-
hut."
I'm not gonna say she had that brick coming, but I'm just saying I bet that brick to the head wasn't in isolation. I'm betting the daughter-in-law, the sister-in-law didn't just wake up randomly one day and go, you know what? What happens if I brain a bitch? I bet that's not what happened.
I guess she stayed in the village with Sumitra's husband. I don't know how that worked,
Oh my gosh.
but she stayed there until she died in like 1998, and she like accepted the son as like her
Wow.
kid and took care of that kid. And
Well, why would you do that though? Why would
probably
you
not
just
much of a choice, really.
I mean, if
Yeah.
everybody involved accepts that this happened, I would say like, your marriage is null and void. Your wife died, pal. Toodles.
Honestly, yeah, for real. Like, why not go off with your dad then?
Yeah, I was confused about those results
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a complicated thing though, because the guy is like, but I married this person just because you moved in.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I have no idea.
what's her previous husband supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah, like
Like
it creates some complicated things because
What, you get her on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday?
yeah, I don't know what
shared husbandry.
what do you do with that life now? I guess maybe she compromised. She's like, all right,
Listen, we here on Cult of Lore are pro women, except for the whole voting thing. That was a mistake.
I think
But-
voting in general, really. No, I'm just kidding.
But I think
Just
she should
kidding.
choose
Yeah, let her make up her own mind about it. Yeah.
which dick she want to catch.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Which children were less bratty?
Unless she really is like the evil one, and then nah, you don't get to pick.
It does kind of sound like she killed this other woman.
Like she killed the soul to
Yeah.
get into the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm convinced.
I mean, kind of really killed the body though, too. The heart, they didn't have a heartbeat on her for a few hours, it sounded like.
Yeah, it was a pretty violent like transition.
Yeah. Like no heartbeat and no breathing
You know,
is dead.
you know what it reminds me of is in Age of Ultron when Ultron kills Jarvis by like fusing together slowly and, and Jarvis like died. He doesn't die, but
Yeah, but
that's kind of what
ugh.
that reminds me of right
Yeah.
there. That's actually
That's horrifying.
yeah, that's actually Jerry.
Yeah.
Yours ended up being way more creepy
That
than I
is
thought.
Just terrible. I kind of hope that like she just kind of booted her soul out and then she got to pass on or whatever. I hope it wasn't like an absorption thing like you're suggesting. That's just too horrifying for me.
What if she reincarnated back in time into a brick? That would be really fitting.
Yeah, because there's nothing that says that reincarnation time is linear.
Yeah, one of my favorite stories is based around that premise. It's a short story called The Egg. You should read it. It's pretty neat. It's a neat concept, like whatever your beliefs are and stuff, and it does go into like beliefs and reincarnation and stuff, but it's just enjoy it as the piece of art that it is.
Wouldn't it be cool if you reincarnated as the bullet that Hitler shot himself with?
Oh
You're
my
like, "Woo,
God.
I'm going to heaven, boys! Yes.
I did it. I've redeemed myself.
Right through the Fuhrer's frontal lobe and into the pearly gates. Here we go.
Enlightenment.
Pull that trigger. Pull that trigger.
Oh, no, this is really, really interesting. What does it for me to like a 90%, because like I guess there's always some possibility that she could have learned to read and write secretly somehow with it. Like it's not a non-zero chance.
Yeah,
but to me,
sure.
like if you're suddenly just able to write a fuckload of letters after being like racked by that kind of an illness for a while, like something that would be so exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
To be in a state like that for hours at a time.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, the writing out is a really big.
Well, also the ending,
indicator
right?
for
So
me.
she stayed in the village. But you would assume that if this were... Now, you could also... This is the real bitch of this thing, is
Yeah.
you could pitch it in both ways.
Yeah.
And I'll present both. So you could assume that if she were trying to scam into saying, no, I'm actually this person of a higher class,
Yeah.
that she would not stay in that village. She'd
Right.
off to her...
Take that ticket out of there.
Right. But then also, if you were that person, really, why would you not go back to your old life?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
it could be that since she is in the body of like an untouchable, it was just could not be allowed at all.
Oh, get fucked.
I mean,
Like-
it sucks.
Oh,
But like
I see.
that caste racism kind of thing is like
Pretty
is
deeply
really strong.
intrinsic at that point. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so she ends up being Clayton Bigsby,
Clayton Bigsby.
the black leader of the white supremacists,
Oh.
the Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah. He's blind. He doesn't know.
Yeah, she's this
Jesus.
totally cast
Uncle
racist,
Ruckus.
Yeah.
racist person that's trapped in this body forever.
Oh, she's like.
I mean,
or maybe the in-laws just were that bad, and she's like, "I'm not going back there. They fucking killed me once."
maybe you shouldn't name yourself after a god and be a bitch. Well, she didn't name herself. Her parents did. but
Right.
Shiva,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
If you're representing, you got to represent.
Man, and then there's things like being able to just pick out the names of the people in the pictures.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff from this that is just like, how?
Yeah. How would you fake that? How would you fake it? That's always what I kind of think about when it's like, okay, it's never 100% in my brain. It's like, all right, maybe there's
Sure.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do some of this stuff. Was there a conclusion that it was in fact like everything?
If you
true
read
as
the abstract,
Yeah.
I suggest you guys go read in that abstract.
Yeah.
Because
Their
they're like,
conclusion.
we conclude that this all happened.
That is so crazy.
Hmm.
Wow.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah. My mind's kind of blown.
Yeah,
That's
this was
crazy.
a good one.
Yeah. What a great find. Bringing science into the mix. Which is something I've always wanted to kind of, it's like, can we approach this sort of stuff with a little more like scientific seriousness instead of just dismissing it outright? Like, yeah, it's hard to observe and hard to catch, but we found things that are hard to observe and hard to catch before. We will continue to do so.
I mean, man, we've met a lot of professionals in high-end jobs like doctors and surgeons
Yeah.
and stuff. They're an awful cocky bunch.
I know, but that's the problem. It's like, just observe it, look at it, interview people on it.
My thing about the study of the paranormal or like what happens after you die, it's like, if there is a 0.0000001% chance that that's possible, then there's absolutely no reason not to have people studying that, because there is no bigger question.
Yeah, really.
Period. There isn't.
Yeah, that's the one everybody wants to know.
Well, it's not even wants to know. That is like the key pivotal information of consciousness. If there is consciousness after death, then now we can start getting into whether or not life and consciousness has an actual purpose and things along that nature. So it's like, if there is even the slightest chance then we need people working on this. Now, not like everybody, right?
Right.
But this
Right.
utter disdain for the question,
Yeah.
for me, is just absolutely ridiculous.
Right. I agree. Like, give it some serious thought, study.
That's why
observation,
atheists are
look at it.
boring people.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, yeah, anybody who says definitively that they've got the answer to something that there's no evidence for one way or the other is
Nope. The notion that you're
Yeah,
going to say, I need
foolish.
proof from God is...
Yeah.
Whew. When people throw that out there, I'm like, whoa. Okay, first of all, why do you think God should talk to you? You're not that important. And second of all, do you really want to? Like, you don't like it when your boss comes down from the upper floors to check on you. Do you really want God's attention?
Yeah, I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, you know.
I don't. No. No, thanks.
No thanks.
I don't need that level of scrutiny in my life.
But one thing, going back to the story, I do want to point out again, is in all 3 episodes, there is, in all likelihood, a violent death that came about prior to the spirit becoming restless or mischievous or outright murdering somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I
Each
picked
one of
this
those.
one because it was a little on theme.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I am definitely going to call this a possession in a case of soul murder.
Soul murder. Put her on trial.
Here,
Nice.
here.
Here.
I'll tell you what, if you do that, you're going to find out if she's faking it real fucking quick. You put her on trial for the murder of that woman's soul, and she's like, whoa. I was emailing her. We had proto Facebook 10 years before it happened.
It was on MySpace.
Yeah. It is ancient. MySpace. Yeah.
She's like, I was sending out fucking
Yeah.
smoke signals. I don't know.
I sent a dove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrier pigeon.
No, this has been cool. I want to find other documents like that to look
Under
into.
like
This-
quote unquote true cases.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, where are the people that are studying this? I love it. Back it with the university. Do it. Anyway, cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
Better than a degree in what? Interpretive dance? You'll fund that. Oh yeah, you'll be like, yeah, lesbian art, interpretive dance theory. We'll give you a master's in that. But whether or not there's life after death, who wants to know that shit? Oh, that's boring.
Underwater basket weaving.
Yeah, whatever. Like everybody knows there's a plethora of pointless degrees. But you're like, I want to see if there's a God, and they're like, get out of here. Like, okay, fine, whatever. We're not allowed to have cool things anymore.
Seems kind of important.
I mean, like, I don't know. Fucking maybe. Anyway, we could go on this for hours.
Yeah. I changed my answer from earlier. A cat. I'd be a cat. Yep. Can get away from shit real quick. I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
then be a squirrel.
Well, but
They have balance in nature.
I'd rather be, if I, could be the destructive. Oh, I'd blow all my karma. Fuck.
Yeah, you would.
I'd come back as a fly next.
Yeah, you're not.
Shit.
Yeah, if you're a cat, especially an outside cat, you ain't racking up no karma.
I
no
love
good
cats
karma.
so much, but they are evil as fuck.
And they are
Even the
destructive
good
as
ones.
fuck.
Yeah, they're
you would-
very bad for
You
the
would come
environment.
back as a mosquito, and then I would steal your mosquito soul.
Oh my
and
god!
then
it'd
fly
be
into traffic.
a Jerry mosquito murder. I'd be caught in your loop. I'd be each mosquito that you take over from the. Oh man, his soul killing is efficient.
See,
Yeah,
It's the glitch.
it's the
mine's
glitch.
mine's once I get to my level, I'm good because like once I become a sperm whale, there's practically no way for me to really go out of my way to get good karma points. I eat colossal squid, but they're not really hurting anything.
No, at least
So-
not up here.
It's like
Yeah.
neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I just
You just coast on sperm whale.
on sperm whale.
You would be happy with that.
I
life.
would. I'd be
Yeah.
thrilled. I could.
You'd be
Yeah.
great.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love the ocean. I hate the beach.
Yeah.
Redheads
one.
don't do well
Yeah,
in this
that'd
one.
be one. Guys, tell us what you would reincarnate as.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool.
I'm. That's a neat one. That's a good one. Do it. Do it. Even if you think it's silly, write it down.
Yeah,
Send
let's
it.
keep it to living things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if we're breaking the rules of time, though, maybe not. If you can make that argument,
Well, I mean,
a T-Rex.
oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
any living thing, regardless of
single
time.
cell.
Oh,
protozoa.
yeah. I see what you mean. As opposed to like,
The bullet that killed Hitler.
yes, right. Yeah.
Something along that. The first condom or whatever.
Oh my God.
Made
You'd
of
be a
animal
sheep
skin.
splatter. Yeah. Don't try that at home.
I went to school with some guys. Anyway.
Okay, so I think that about anything else, Jerry?
No. I think we've covered it.
Okay, all right. With
All
a
right.
sheep's condom.
With a sheep condom. All right. Eric, lead us out of here.
All right. This has been Cult of Lore Ghost Stories. If you liked this, we could always do it again. This was a fun mini series, and we could do this for other things. It doesn't have to be ghost stories. It could be something else.
It could be cryptids. It could be other folklores. It could be other mythologies. It could be stories from mythologies. It could be practically anything that's wild, wet, and weird.
Why wet? Nope, I don't want to know. But we were trying this out. Thanks again to my friend Becca, who suggested covering the lore of the paranormal, and
Which then led to this.
And this has been a lot of fun and really fun to edit too, and all that. And it is part of a wider celebration of Culttober, brought to you every Culttober by Cult Talk Net. We have all sorts of neat shows that you can check out that are also celebrating Culttober this year, including Cult Talks Conspiracy with Ty and Bailey, where they cover all things conspiracy related, and as well as like UFOs and cryptids and all sorts of things fall under that umbrella. And it's a lot of fun, and it's really, really, really interesting. There's also, I'll plug it. It's the month for it. Culttober Plus. It's a whole feed of past Culttober shows that have come along. Ben hates the name, and rightfully so, I think. But
it doesn't cost any extra money, does it?
No. It's just another feed that you can listen to, just like a Cult of Lore feed or a Cult Talks Conspiracy feed.
Just distills all the content down from Halloween.
Yeah, so there's like movie reviews and special episodes and stuff like that. Yeah, thank you. At no extra cost. Thank you, Jerry. And, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that we usually ask you to do. Thank you so much for listening. I've had a really good time with this series. Absolutely. These episodes have been really neat. Yeah, a lot of fun.
All right, and so until next time, I'm Ben.
I'm Eric.
I don't know what possessed me.